It is 80 degrees. It feels like 90. The humidity is at 86%, and we're sitting next to a campfire and drinking coffee. I never said we were the sharpest tools in the shed. I'm very pleasantly surprised with Lockhart State Park. Doesn't get a lot of fanfare here. It's not one of your more popular parks, but I like it. Our campsite is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's close to home. A lot of hiking trails. This is a nice part of Texas. It's a cool little park. I'm very surprised, and I'm very happy about our stay here.
Me too.
We have devoured more meat on this getaway than we ever have before. Most people, when they come to Lockhart, they go to Smitty's, Terry Black's, Black's BBQ, Crute's. We're gonna go to Barbs. I have never had a rib like that before. That barbecue is incredible. I'm taking Mrs. Switchback to see the waterfall because these things really interest her. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Lockhart State Park. We're here to get our state park on and maybe have some barbecue in the process. Stick around. We're back at it again. Okay, here's the thing. If you think you're gonna save money on travel by getting a travel trailer, you're not. Because in our situation, we take about 10 times the trips we took before. And what would I change about this? Absolutely nothing. Lockhart State Park will be our 13th state park in roughly as many months. And once again, we'll find ourselves in the Blackland prairies of the Prairies and Lakes region of Texas. This region stretches all the way from Oklahoma to southeast of San Antonio. Lockhart, Texas is nestled in the southern part of it. Lockhart is about 70 miles northeast of where we live, in San Antonio. Once we got past what usually makes you feel as if you've developed a romantic relationship with your steering wheel, that is Interstate 35 from San Antonio to San Marcos, it was smooth sailing. But IH-35 is what it is. One of the arteries of Texas. A clogged one. I'm not sure what's more challenging. Being sandwiched between 3 or 4 semis while pulling a trailer, or giving the appearance to your nervous wife and cat that you're confident and looking macho while doing it. Lockhart, Texas is known for a few things. Its historic courthouse, its unique shops and boutiques. A few movies have been filmed here. It's on the famous Chisholm Trail, which drove cattle up to Kansas in the 1800s. But what Lockhart is really known for, above all, is its barbecue. We'll get to that. Lockhart State Park is a 264-acre campground tucked in the woods. Built by Civilian Conservation Corps Company 3803 from 1935 to 38, the park wasn't officially a state park until 1948. And why? Well, this park was originally leased by a local country club because of the attractive 9-hole golf course that hugs it. This is one of 3 Texas state parks with an active golf course. And what does this mean to me? Nothing. I don't golf. It would be pretty entertaining for me to even try. This is also one of 6 Texas state parks with a swimming pool. Separate fees apply to both the golf course and the pool. We're going to take a deep dive into all this in a little while. The park, not the pool. We were ready to set up and get this weekend started. Lockhart is commonly referred to as the barbecue capital of Texas. Now, with Austin just around the corner, that is something that's probably arguable. We're gonna check out the barbecue here, but that's kind of secondary right now because, you know, I got priorities, man. This is probably one of the nicest Dairy Queens I've ever seen. Surprised we're here? They didn't have jalitos. I'm trying to get over that devastation. What a beautiful, partly cloudy morning. We are in campsite 3. Good morning, Nomer Pile. I'm pleasantly surprised not only with this campsite, but with the park itself. This is a nice little park. They really keep it well maintained. This camping loop here is very, very nice. It's very nicely manicured. They got some trees that are growing, some baby trees. And this is just a really nice campsite. I picked a good one. This is a very nicely shaded campsite. Got this big tree here. Now, the top of the trailer gets full sun for the most part, but this is just a nice little campsite. I like it. Got a shade structure here over the picnic table. I put the lights up here underneath. These campsites have these pretty decent sized barrel grills here too. Of course, we're in Lockhart, the barbecue capital of Texas. A fire pit back here. Our antenna is picking up about 43 channels. We have full connections here at this site also, which is also an added bonus. $20, $30, and $50 amp. I should also mention that this is a very, very level campsite. I didn't have to do any leveling at all. I've been to some parks before where the RV sites are pretty shoddy, pretty run down. Not this one. It looks like this is fairly new. I'm not sure how new, but it's level and it's very spacious. We also got Hooter over here. It's like this little spot was made for him. Got Ribbit over here in this corner. And despite the fact that we do have a pretty good sized barrel grill here at the campsite, you know what I'm going to be doing. So this is our campsite and I'm very happy with it. This loop here doesn't exactly have a lot of privacy, but that's okay. It's very, very well maintained. It's about 85 degrees right now, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. There are supposed to be some scattered showers, maybe later on this afternoon. I'm not really sure, so we're going to be watching out for that. I'm going to do a little drive through here in a little while through the park. This is a small park, but it looks like there's plenty to do. Mrs. Switchback has also done her research about this park and discovered that there is a farmer's market in the area. So you do what you got to do. This camping loop is called Fairway View Camping Loop, and with good reason, because right here where we are set up is a golf course. This here is the bathhouse, which is about 3 sites down from us. I checked it out yesterday. It's a bit dated and no ventilation at all. So I'm going to be using the trailer shower while we're here, since we do have full hookups. One of the advantages of being a short person, such as myself, the odds are in your favor when you're buying an RV. First of all, the shorter Camp Queen bed is not a deal breaker at all. And the shower is not a deal breaker at all. This here is the dump station. Looks pretty basic, really. And of course, we're not going to need it. We have full hookups, but there are some campsites here along the creek that have water and electric only. Do not use for drinking, washing, or cooking. I'm glad they told me that. I was planning on filling my freshwater tank with the cool, refreshing, hydrating dump station H2O. This is a pretty quiet park. We were very happy to be here. And of course, having a golf course as a backdrop just enhanced this further. We've been to parks that have been quiet before. We've also been to some pretty lively ones. We don't care. We take them as they come, and we enjoy every one of them. We love meeting new people, and we really, really like to see the wildlife that city living just doesn't coexist with. Interestingly enough, other than a herd of white-tailed deer, we really didn't see a whole lot of wildlife here. Any guess on why that is? Seen here dreaming about sinking his teeth into some venison while the heart's still beating, Cooper, the Siberian tiger, is just waiting for the opportune moment for just one deer to get within pouncing distance. He's on the prowl once again. Of course, word spread of his pending approach, so the entire county of Caldwell is on high Coop alert. But that's okay for him. You see, he's cunning. He's a predator. But most unnerving, he's patient. For animals and humans alike, one wrong move, one wrong look, and splash, missing limb. But mostly we're just here for his entertainment. For example, he laughs at just the thought of us actually cooking meat before we eat it. He really does like these trips, though. He looks forward to them. So much so that he made us buy him a new carrier. One more appropriate to match his frightening size. And all this to say, hey, I have arrived. Well, once again, apparently courtroom drama can happen outside the courthouse. Built in 1893, the Caldwell County Courthouse in the seat of Lockhart, Texas, is built in the same Second Empire style and almost identical to the Goliad County Courthouse. Go check out my Goliad State Park video for more on that. And in similar fashion, the daddy drama surrounding its design is also identical. Architect Alfred Giles has always been attributed for its outline and layout. In more recent times, meaning very recent, research has once again indicated that this was the design of Henry Gundon, just like Goliad. You can't make this up. This is juicy stuff, yo. As usual with these little trips that we take, there always seems to be a farmer's market going on somewhere. By coincidence? I don't know. Looks like they got some construction going on. This will be done quick, unlike San Antonio. Poppies, aguas frescas. Nothing better on a hot July day, right?
Poppies, aguas frescas.
You're Poppy.
I'm the Poppy Chulo.
You're the Poppy Chulo. Okay, all right. Hey, that's a coincidence. I'm Poppy Chulo also, right?
I believe that.
Right? So I'm gonna have a watermelon.
A watermelon?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you want?
I'm gonna try the cantaloupe and then I'm gonna make one.
Okay. So you make these with the actual fruit, huh?
Yeah, sure, fresh.
Yes. All right.
This is the real deal.
The real deal. That is so good. Today is a great day to join a cult. Cult of Happy. Sounds good to me. I may have just sampled the best banana pudding I've ever had in my life.
You want to get one?
Yes. This is the day use area. The day use area sits right here next to Clear Fork Creek. They have an archery class going on this morning here at the state park, which looks pretty neat. Lockhart State Park is a 264-acre park built by the Civilian Conservation Corps back in the 30s. I personally don't think this park gets the credit it deserves. It certainly doesn't get a lot of fanfare, but it's a really nice little park. It really is. They have a 9-hole golf course. They have a swimming pool. I've never golfed in my life other than putt, and I wasn't any good at that either. We do have other campsites here that do not have full hookups. They run right along Clear Fork Creek. This park is in the Blackland Prairie region of Texas, kind of similar. It looks very similar to like Bisher State Park. I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't be taken aback and fascinated with the work of the CCC. Architect George Walling combined European design with stonework and timber beam construction in a style reminiscent of early Texas frontier homesteads, with a backdrop and overlook of elm, oak, ash, and pecan trees, with a mesquite or two thrown in for good measure. I always look at these stone dance floors and imagine a Saturday night in the 30s, where these local gatherings and dances took place. It always gives me a warm feeling inside. This is a water tower that was built by the CCC, supplying water to the entire park. Eventually it was non-operational and it was switched over to a shelter that was utilized by the golfers coming in. And since the park was originally golf-inspired, this was a pro shop before it became a recreational hall. I like it better this way. I'm about to take on the CCC trail for your entertainment. Got the trusty walkie-talkie. I'm gonna check in and I'm gonna see how Mrs. Switchback is. Hello?
Hi.
I was just checking in to see how you're doing.
I am doing good. I got up from my nap and I'm trying out that key lime pie dessert.
That sounds great. Well, you wanna go for a hike?
Bye, over and out.
That's my answer. Okay, so that's that. I started on the CCC trail and I somehow wound up taking a left turn at Albuquerque or whatever and wound up on the Caddy Trail. And so I finally made it back. Let's check in and see how Mrs. Switchback is doing. Again. Hello?
Yes.
I just thought I would check in and see how you're doing without me there by your side.
I'm doing just fine. Over and out.
It's been a while since I've done a steak. In fact, I think the last time was Martin Dies Jr. State Park. So it's been a minute, but I promise this time it's not a humongous bone-in ribeye. I kind of cut back a little bit. It's a boneless ribeye and a sirloin, because why not? I've been asked a lot about the dry brine that I've mentioned before. And when I say a lot, I mean one person has asked me about it. So this is what I do. I take flaming hot dill pickle Cheetos, ground them up, and coat the meat with it. Yeah, I don't do that. The method of dry brining is actually pretty simple. You just put salt on the meat, you let it sit uncovered in the refrigerator for a few hours or preferably overnight, and that's it. It's particularly good with thick cuts of meat. Could be a roast, could be a big chicken or turkey, but you can dry brine just about anything. Pork, The whole idea is to draw the moisture out of the meat from the salt. The salt will dissolve, the moisture will get reincorporated back into the meat, seasoning it throughout. That's dry brining. And of course, tomorrow, I'm gonna pepper it to death. Once again, utensils. Nope. This is my best one yet. This is absolutely fantastic. The dry brining always works. We're gonna go to Barbs. It's a new place. We're gonna check it out. Barbs opened a couple of years ago, and it's already made the Texas Monthly's top 50 barbecue joints in Texas. As if we hadn't had enough meat already, there was no way we were gonna find ourselves in the Lockhart area and not give Barbs BQ a try. Chuck Charnachart is nothing short of what I would refer to as a premier Texas pitmaster. While attending UT Austin, she worked at the famed Franklin's Barbecue before studying abroad in Norway. On her return, she further refined her skills at Goldie's Barbecue in Fort Worth. Once her vision was realized, the next step was inevitable. Barbs BQ opened in 2023 and has already been featured in Bon Appetit, Southern Living, and of course, cracked the Texas Monthly's top 50. Honestly, there are too many accolades to mention. I will say this though, Switchback Texan is forever changed. This barbecue was hypnotizing, magical. And by the way, if you're wondering who Barb is, it's no one in particular, but rather a nod to the hip-hop artist Nicki Minaj and her fan base who calls themselves the Barbs. Barbs is open every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We decided to get there early and avoid the line because, you know, we're badass like that. So we thought we were being smart. Nope. Everybody had the same idea as us. That's not ours. We ordered the tray for 2. Best rib I've ever had in my life. This is a burnt-in. Look at that brisket. You can cut it with a plastic fork. Okay, Barbs BQ. It's a very small place, so they can only, I think their seating capacity is 50. And I think our place in line was 51. So we had to wait just a little bit to get in. Now, having said all that, the food, A+. I have never had a rib like that before. That was amazing barbecue.
Yeah.
I'm from San Antonio. Mrs. Switchback is from San Antonio. We're Texans. That barbecue is incredible. It doesn't taste like your typical barbecue. It doesn't have that smoke, just driving that smoke flavor right down your throat. The smoke is subtle. What they spice it with, what they season it with. I didn't use any barbecue sauce. And that was an experience I'll never forget. Barbs BQ, Lockhart, Texas. Check it out if you have the time to do it. Check it out. We're gonna go back to the trailer. I'm going to floss and we're just gonna relax. I just did something I don't hardly ever do when we are on these trips. Of course, Mrs. Switchback, on the other hand, is an expert. I took a nap. I can see the appeal, but man, I'm groggy now. We're out for our evening stroll. It's our last night here. It's quiet. Sunday night. It's a very quiet park. This is a very nice little park.
Very nice.
Hey, look, a dump station. Don't drink the water. This little camping loop here reminds me of Blanco State Park, where, or even like Lake Corpus Christi, where you have a loop and then the green space in between, in the middle, and it seems to be like a common area where everybody sort of makes their fires and even gathers. It's a really cool little park. I like this place. So one of the things we were just discussing about the state parks we've been to and the experience we've had, because we've been doing this now for over a year, Mrs. Switchback has an insane fear of cockroaches. She would rather see an alligator at the campsite than a cockroach.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I will say. Since we've been state parking, I haven't seen one cockroach.
Thank God.
We are heading back home. Lockhart State Park. That's a nice little park. That was a nice little getaway. It was relaxing. Lockhart's a neat little town. We had the most amazing barbecue I've probably ever had. You'll need to prepare yourself to wait a little while, but the food, worth it. Completely worth it. Lockhart State Park. The park itself was nice, very relaxing. Plenty of hiking trails. Nice CCC structures. But the park overall, loved it. I would go back. Very relaxing, very nice, very well maintained, very well manicured. The camping loops, the campsites. I was very impressed with Lockhart State Park. But that'll do it for our time there. Our next state park trip is not going to be until September. We are going to be heading to Guadalupe River State Park, a park which ironically has been hard for me to get into, but yet it's the closest state park to where we live. So we're looking forward to that. That's going to be early September. I really appreciate you watching my video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, those of you that have subscribed to my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, the little thumbs up button, and also hit that little notification bell that will alert you to when I post a new video. Until next time, Switchback Texan is out.